Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Are you clear on what you want? Have you decided what you would love your life to be like? And are you starting to act like that? Or have you acted like the person that you want to become for a little bit and then given up thinking it's too hard, it's taking too long, I don't know what I'm doing, maybe it's wrong, maybe I don't deserve it, I'm not worthy. We can take ourselves backwards. We can take ourselves down a downward spiral so quickly if we don't catch ourselves. Catch ourselves in the patterns of negative behavior, negative thinking, negative chit chat, just buying into other people's opinions. What you want may not necessarily be here yet, but life has all kinds of twists and turns, and that's part of the process. Sometimes it feels like you're in a chaotic vibration, and you just want to give yourself some grace because we are vibrational beings and we pick up the energy of the people around us. We pick up the energy of what's going on in the world. We pick up energy through our five senses. We interpret the world around us vibrationally through our sight, our hearing, our touch, our smell, our sense of smell. We can get triggered if you smell certain cologne or flower or baking. It can take you back to a time in your life that was wonderful and safe, or take you right back to a problem time in your life. You can taste something. I used to be a specialist in severe brain injury insurance claims, and I learned a lot about the sense of taste and smell, where people could lose their sense of taste through perhaps a disease like COVID, but oftentimes through a traumatic impact that disrupted their brain. And then people would not be able to taste their food, but yet they could remember. They could eat a Big Mac and remember what it tasted like. That was their favorite sandwich from when they were a teenager. And yet it really tasted like cardboard. They could have a steak and it would taste like cardboard, but they would have a memory of what the steak tasted like and smelled like back in a period of their life. Our senses are incredible, but we also have the gifts of higher mental faculties where you can think things and bring them into your physical reality. You can think disaster, crisis, worry, doubt, fear, what's the worst that could happen? And you get yourself into such a state of negative vibration that you start wondering, what's going on? I'm hitting all the red lights. I'm late for work. Now I spilled coffee on my suit. There's a problem around every turn, and you start to expect more problems. What if you recognized that you are vibrational energy and we actually attract to us everything that we're in alignment with? And if you're tired of attracting what you don't want, I think it's time to start to decide, give up the lack, the limitation, the poverty, stress. Start to ask the universe for what you want. Start to act as if you already are the person that has what you want. The universe is not only abundant, it is infinite. I want you to think about what would infinite mean. In the ancient writings of the Upanishads, it says, from abundance he took abundance, and still abundance remained. How do you do that? Take a very deep breath in and let that go. Now take another deep breath in. Suck in as much air as you possibly can and hold it. Now you wouldn't be able to hold your breath for the rest of the day. You can let go and know that you can take another deep breath all day long and there is still abundance. You're not taking anything away from your family, from your coworkers, from your community. You're not helping homeless people by starving them of air. You're not hurting anyone by taking in as much air as you possibly can. It's the law of the universe. From abundance, you can take abundance, and abundance remains for everyone else, yet still abundance remains. If you study the laws of the universe, you understand that everything operates by the same law. Everything operates by the laws of cause and effect, the laws of polarity. If you're seeing something really terrible in your life, know that there must be something wonderfully good in that. You have to start to work in harmony with the law. If you want to be happy and healthy and wealthy, you have to get into that vibrational energy of health. You can't be focused on disease and depression and disintegration and expect well-being and love and vital health. There is the opposite side of a coin. So maybe you're looking too long at everything that's going wrong. You cannot give what you haven't got. But the opposite of that is you can give what you've got. If you've got an idea intellectually, you can share it with another person intellectually. If you have a vision for what you want in your life, you can understand it on an intellectual level. If you're feeling it emotionally, you can share it, but you might not yet be able to enjoy it on the physical plane. And that's just living through physical senses. You can talk about it, you can feel it, you can share feelings. It may not have manifested into physical reality yet, but consider this. Everything comes from non-physical. Everything started out as an idea. The home that you're living in, the work that you're doing, that started as an idea. It was created out of nothing. The house that you live in, or the apartment, or wherever you are, that wasn't, somebody didn't wave a magic wand and have it magically appear. An idea was thought, a decision was made. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to build. That's what I'm going to create. And it became reality through the work of human hands. A desk that you sit at to write, a bed that you lay on, an automobile that you drive, air travel, cell phones, televisions, radio, cameras, can openers. They all started out with someone solving a problem, looking at what there is in life and saying, is this all there is? What if we could do that? Wouldn't it be nice if we could get somewhere faster? Now, those are commonplace things, and we take for granted the things that help us the most in our life. Bob Proctor says, if you want to transform your thoughts into things, why don't you act like the person you want to become? Why don't you act like the star of your own movie? The person who you really are. You know why we don't do that? Because we're afraid of what they think. That started out when we were little kids and we heard, what would the neighbors think? Who cares what the neighbors think? They don't. They're worried about their own life and what people think about them. Quit concerning yourself with what the neighbors think. Act like the person you want to become. There is power that's all-knowing, that's ever-present, and you are an expression of that infinite power. And all the abundance of the universe is available to you. It's available to me. It's available to the neighbors. What's so important is that you decide, what do you really want? No matter what the neighbors think, no matter what you were told is possible for you. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, there is no planet, sun, or star that could hold you. There is no planet, sun, or star could hold you if you but knew what you are. It's what we feed into our subconscious mind, which is also the emotional mind, that dictates the vibration that the body moves into. The body being the instrument of the mind, the vibration dictates what you attract into your life. If you operate with a big idea, you see yourself operating a very successful business, and you see your things really coming into your life, what it would look like, what it would feel like, how you're serving your customers. what you're doing for yourself and your family. If you hold on to that picture, you're going to attract people who will help you make it happen. But if you let the business control you and you complain about this person and that customer and how bad things are, you are going to repel anybody who's got any ideas of how they could help you. You're going to attract more problems. So what you want to do is hold the image of yourself already there. Change your vibration. There's a cute story about a tribe in Africa. They have a rain dance. A lot of tribes in Africa have rain dances, but this tribe is different. Bob Proctor tells the story that every time this tribe dances, it rains. Anthropologists have gone to study these people because it doesn't rain every time most tribes do a dance. So they went and studied this one tribe to find out why it rains every time they dance. Do you know what they found out? They found out that the tribe dances until it rains. Ah, if you're a salesperson, Bob Proctor would say, every time I go out, I make a sale. How? Because I stay out until I make a sale. Ah, this is not rocket science. It's simple stuff. If you have a goal, if you have a vision, you don't just think about it for 5 minutes in the morning and then carry on with how you've been living your life for most of your life. You actually have to start to act like the person who has the goal, to change the vibrational energy that you're in, to think from the wish fulfilled, the goal already attained. What would you be like? What would your vibrational energy be like if your business was flourishing, if you were in a loving, respectful, caring, wonderful relationship? If you had the prosperity that you say you want, what would you be doing with it? You have to act as if you are that person until you become that person, until you attain the goal. There's going to be dark days and days that you think you're going backwards, or you're looking at things through the wrong end of the telescope. What you focus on grows. That means if you're focusing on problems, you're going to see more problems. If you spend as much leisure time as possible thinking of the vision that you're holding in your heart, reading autobiographies of people who have attained great things, studying the laws of the universe, studying yourself. There's spirit. We have an intellect, we've got a physical body, but we also are spiritual beings. We have the ability to think. We can activate that one of our mental faculties, our reasoning factor, and use it to tap into a higher level. What are we thinking? What is thought? Thought is omnipotent, omnipresent. What is spirit? Omnipotent. So you want to tap into the spiritual essence. Pull our thoughts together, build an idea, just like your home was once an idea, your vehicle was once an idea, your computer was once an idea. Hold on to an idea long enough, and the idea will move into form. Andrew Carnegie said, any idea that is held in the mind, that is emphasized, that is either feared or revered, will begin at once to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate form available. If you hold the idea, it will move into form. That is working with the laws of the universe. We're working with energy, working with the power, working with spirit. We all have the ability to do, to be, or to have whatever we want. It doesn't matter what your past is. Whatever traumatic experiences you've gone through in your past, let it go. When you focus on the traumatic experience and talk about it and think about it and keep bringing it up in conversation, that controls the vibrational energy that you're in. You have to let it go. Tune in at the subconscious level and say, wow, I am surrounded by infinite power, infinite potential. There is infinite love. It is flowing to and through me. Wow. I have the power to think. Thank you, God. I can think. I can think I am happy. How do you become happy? Help others be happy. How do you become loved? Love others. How can you become rich? Think prosperity, think abundance, think what it's like to be wealthy enough that you can share your wealth with loved ones, with your community, with your charity, with whoever you want. How can you attract the perfect idea? Get into the vibrational energy and tap into the spirit, tap into the abundance, tap into the omnipresent, omnipotent, infinite power of the universe. What is a perfect idea, a wonderful life? It's an idea that you are in love with, what you truly desire. If you love someone, you've attracted the perfect person, haven't you? Doesn't that make sense? But what if somebody else says, you love that idiot? What's the matter with you? So it's a matter of perception. Someone could say to you, why do you want that? The perfect idea is the idea that you are emotionally involved in. Whether it's love, money, business, an idea that you want is what you're in harmony with, what you're in love with. Love is resonance. It's when the conscious mind The intellectual mind, the subconscious emotional mind, and the body, the instrument of the mind, are all in harmony, all in love with the idea. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions are all in alignment. They're all lined up. Your integrity with what you truly desire, what you love, what you really want. You just have to ask yourself, what do I really love doing? When you do what you love, money flows, love flows, wonderful experiences flow, life flows to and through you. Take a deep breath in and remind yourself you can take from abundance and abundance remains. You're not depriving anyone else. The more you do for you, the more you can help others. The more in love with an idea, the faster it will come into your physical experience. Because as you get into the vibrational energy of spirit, what it's like to be happy, to be loved, to be prosperous, ideas will come to you. And as you take action, your world changes. Take a deep breath in. Keep focusing on what you truly desire. You might want to spend time writing about it, because as you write, you start to think, and as you start to think, ideas come together, and then you create the life that you really want. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. I'll see you back here at 9 o'clock to talk about how to do that. And I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7 for another round of morning mindfulness. Thank you.